Live, this is 24-hour News 8.
First tonight, a Kalamazoo police officer was justified in shooting and killing an unarmed man. That's what the county prosecutor decided today. Back in January, 34-year-old Jacob Grassley was shot at the Best Western Hotel on Cork Street in Kalamazoo. It started with a domestic situation with his girlfriend. It ended with his death and the officer who pulled the trigger on leave. 24 News 8 Steve Kelso was there when this decision was made. He's joining us live from Kalamazoo tonight to put it in perspective, Steve.
Yeah, good evening, Marley. In a 10-page report today, Prosecutor Jeff Getting laid out point by point his reasoning that Sergeant Sean Gordon was justified in the shooting. He says in the end there was only one man who was responsible for his death that night, and that man is Jacob Grassley himself.
Mr. Grassley had fled when the police were called to investigate the original domestic violence call.
That's when Grassley's girlfriend Megan Parsons said Grassley had assaulted her with a roll of unopened wrapping paper on the day of their child's second birthday.
He fled when police were called to his home a second time that day.
And that's when Megan Parsons told police Grassley was depressed about the couple's financial situation and that he was agitated because he had not smoked marijuana in a couple of days. She also said he had guns, including an assault rifle.
He engaged the Department of Public Safety in a pursuit that took place through the city of Kalamazoo for several miles.
And that's when Jacob Grassley entered the Best Western on Cork. It's where police had placed Megan Parsons under an assumed name for her protection. The two had talked by cell phone, and when police entered, they say Grassley refused to stop, and he was shot twice, the fatal blow to his back torso.
Mr. Grassley's actions told the police in no uncertain term that he would not be stopped without violence.
Now, this news conference was held at 3 p.m. today on a Friday, right before the holiday weekend, and we wanted to know why it was held that time. So I just laid the question out there, right there at the news conference. I've spoken with friends of Mr. Grassley's today, and they were questioning the timing of this release. It is 3 p.m. on a holiday Friday. It makes it difficult for the news cycle.
The timing has absolutely nothing to do with anything other than this is when this opinion was finalized, when my decision was set, and then to make sure that all of the information that I was going to be providing was accurate, was correct, had a basis on the reports. It's coincidental.
So you can take that for what it's worth. Sergeant Sean Gibson should return to work next week, but this may not be the last we hear of this case. I talked to a friend of Grassley's today. He tells me that Megan Parsons is considering filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety. I checked today inside the courthouse. So far, nothing's been filed. Live in Kalamazoo, Steve Kelso, 24-hour News 8.